Happy Sunday, everybody. Hello, hello. Okay, so I'm gonna start right away here. It's kind of weird talking when there's nobody on, but that's okay. Oh, there we go. So I will get started right away. I wanted to talk to you guys about my personal story of trusting your gut, and it's a very recent experience. Hello, Dad. Oh, it's so intimidating when you're on. Anyways, so I will get right into it. So I wanted to start from the very beginning and go back to about 7 or 8 years ago when I was 16 years old. So do the math and see if that's correct or not. You guys like my new background? Hello, Dad. So going back to when I was 16 years old, I was dating this guy. And my dad didn't like him, and he didn't like him. I continued dating him. It was an ongoing thing. We didn't date very long. It was only a couple months. But long story short, I was dating him, and my dad didn't like him. But then there's just how it ended was I should have listened to my dad. Now he's gonna love me saying that, especially when I get off this live, and but that's okay because I'm telling my story to help other people, and that's okay. So say hi as you guys are coming in and watching. So yeah, he's gonna really like this video. But what happened was I found out that he actually cheated on me, was unfaithful, and my dad had this gut feeling. But when you're 16 years old, you don't want to listen to your parents. You want to do what you want to do. You want to make your mistakes and learn from them yourself. And that's what I did. So it was a really eye-opening experience for me. When I found out, we were way up north in Fort McMurray visiting family, and so we were driving back to Lethbridge, and I got out of the car, and it went down, and then luckily managed to get home. But fast forward to now, this past week or two, and I started seeing somebody, and so I started seeing this guy. It wasn't serious or anything. It was, just getting to know each other. And I showed a picture of him to my dad. This guy's actually probably watching, so hey. But yeah, we were just hanging out, getting to know each other, and my dad, he had this gut feeling again. And I wanted to respect it. I wanted to do differently than what I did before, of course. But at the same time, I still wanted to, I don't want to say give the guy a chance, but I wanted to see how it was going, I wanted to find out for myself, and I wanted to make the decision for myself. And hello, Colin. Thank you for watching. So I wanted to find out for myself, and so we still continued hanging out. And then all of a sudden I just had this gut feeling, and I knew I had to listen to it. My dad had the same gut feeling when I showed him the picture of him, and you know how dads are, very protective. But I wanted to just go with my gut feeling, and I kind of just stopped talking to the guy. I didn't feel the need to actually say anything to him to actually end it. it kind of just happened where I stopped talking to him. And so I'll tell you guys the warning signs or the red flags that I had after I tell this story. But so I wanted to figure it out for myself. I wanted to recognize the feelings that I had when, you have that instinct when something isn't right or something that you don't want. And, that gut instinct that you have. So I wanted to listen to it. I wanted to trust myself, and I just wanted to see how it went. So anyways, all of a sudden I get this message through this guy's account, I guess, or his phone, from this other girl. And she had messaged me saying that I wasn't the only girl he was seeing. And I mean, we never had the talk about being exclusive, I wasn't ready for that at all. But I think it gets to the point when you're actually past just seeing each other, and you guys are interested in each other and seeing how it goes. There should be some sort of, we should have had the conversation of what it was, or so we didn't have that conversation. But it worked out in the end. So thank you for the likes, guys. Share this out if you feel this is adding value, and if you know of anybody who needs to hear this, because it's a very important topic that I think a lot of girls struggle with. So say hi as you guys are jumping on as well. Where was I going with that? So yeah, I get this message from this girl through his phone saying that I wasn't the only girl, and they had been seeing each other for a few months, and the whole semester. And I was like, oh, okay, interesting. I'm glad I listened to my gut and stopped talking to him. Hello, Joey. I'm great. How are you? Thank you for watching. So I'm glad I trusted my gut and, stopped talking to him. He wasn't, the red flags were there. He wasn't a guy that I was interested in anymore. And just, I also made a list too of these qualities that I wanted in somebody. And so I'll go over that as well at the end. But yeah, so this message, and so her and I have actually been talking since then. And her and I have actually, we're not good friends, but I mean, it's kind of cool that, from this situation, girls can empower each other and be there for each other. And, the fact that this stranger, I have no clue who she is, but she wanted to protect, I don't know if that's the right word, but protect another girl from potentially getting hurt, or potentially, this getting dragged out down the road, And so it was very important to me that this other girl did this for me. And, she's struggling with it a lot more than I am. Because, I mean, hello, Mandy. Thank you guys for watching. Auntie Cheryl, thank you guys. So yeah, it was really special for me, and it meant a lot to me that she actually reached out to me and, kind of warned me. And so her and I have been talking. We're actually going to go out for coffee sometime. And I think it's just really important for girls to stick together like this. Yes, see you at 10X Growth Con. It's only, what's the date today? The 5th? So like 11 more days. Stephen Walker, hello. I'm excited to see you guys, or see you too, in Miami. Yeah, so trusting my gut, when I had that gut feeling, following my dad's advice to a certain extent, but then also reaching out with this girl and, not communicating with her, but just being there for each other. And, it doesn't have to be, like, she could have easily, messaged me and, what are you doing with my guy, like, hanging out with him and, getting to know him, like, and I could have done the same thing, right? but the fact that it was just it was respectful, it was, you know, she was looking out for me and I'm continuing to look out for her kind of thing. So that was really good. But I want to emphasize just trusting your gut, trusting the gut feeling that you have when something is going wrong, respecting yourself, knowing that you deserve better when something like that is happening, in any situation, and just going with, you know, thinking with your head and not just your heart. So, hello, Mom. Thank you for watching. I'm so excited my family's on tonight. So, I really wanted to trust my gut, and, you know, I used, like a while ago, I would always just go with what the emotional part of me, go with my heart and not my head. And that really burned me in a lot of situations. So this time, you know, I'm doing lots of personal development. I'm working my butt off, honestly. And so I wanted to do it right this time. And, you know, being a girl mentor, you know, confidence coach, I'm creating my content through what I'm living through, my experiences. And so, you know, I'm writing everything down. I am, you know, it's just very important to me that I make the right decisions so that I can pass it on to the girls that I'm going to be teaching and coaching. And so it's very important to me. And, you know, like Danelle Delgado says, love the hard. And as hard as it is to love the hard, you got to do it, because you're going to come out stronger. You're going to learn so many lessons. And, you know, fail fast. What's the saying? Fail hard, but I don't remember exactly. But basically fail, I can't remember. It's going to bug me now. If I remember, I'll put it in the comments. But yeah, so this happened like this past week, and her and I are still talking. We are wanting to, like, before he ended up finding out that we knew. And so this isn't like a bashing him kind of video. You know, I want to get that very clear. I'm not going to say his name. I'm sure he may watch this eventually. But so this isn't a bashing thing. But, you know, at first her and I, we were like, well, let's send a video to him, or send a picture of us together and send it to him. And, you know, that would really not set him off, but, you know, revenge kind of thing, right? But, you know, I still think it's very important for, you know, for me to empower her, because now she's, you know, she's saying, well, I don't know what to do. Like, do I really? Yes, fail fast and get up again. So, you know, she's having a lot of struggles with it, and, you know, rightfully so. They had been hanging out and seeing each other for a long time. And so it was just very, lost my train of thought again. Jen Moore, hello, all the way from Australia. Hello, Shane. Thank you for sharing. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. So, yeah, I really want to emphasize to trust your gut, respecting others as well. You know, this could have honestly ended up a completely different way. But, you know, when you respect somebody and when girls stick together, it turns out a completely different way. So her and I, you know, we want to get together. We were going to send the video to him or send the picture to him. But it just, you know, he ended up finding out it wasn't needed. But I really just want, I keep saying this because I really want to emphasize it. Trust your gut. Don't listen to your heart 100%. You have to make the smart decisions when you're feeling, when it comes to these emotional things, because it could have honestly ended up a completely different way. So, hello Chris Spearman. This is so exciting. He's the mayor of Lethbridge, Alberta, my hometown. Thank you for watching. It's honestly so cool. Completely caught me off guard. That's okay. So, yeah, I want this video to inspire other young girls, the ones that I want to coach, the ones that I want to help. And through my experience, like, I don't want all of these girls making the same mistakes and having somebody who's gone through that not shared all this information with them, not shared these experiences with them. Because I think it's something that happens a lot, unfortunately. And the other way around as well, where girls do it to guys. So it's not a one-way thing either. And it doesn't, I'm not even saying trust your gut just in relationships, but decisions that you're making, which school to go to, which friends to hang out with. You know, there's lots of experiences that I've had where I didn't trust my gut and I went with it because I was scared to say no, or I was scared to not be cool, to, you know, there's lots of reasons that people don't trust their gut and they just go with the emotional side of it. So I want to talk more about the red flags that I had, that I had seen. And yes, tenants. It's a shitty situation. Literally. But yes, I want to share with you guys the red flags that I had. So, number one, we had only talked through Messenger, like Facebook Messenger. I didn't have his actual phone number. You know, and hindsight is always 20/20 as well, right? So going through this, you have no idea. You think with your heart and you don't really care. You know, love is blind. And I don't think girls should get treated like you did. That was wrong, how a guy could cheat on you like that. Thank you, Joey. It kind of depends. It's hard to say because we didn't have the conversation of whether we are exclusive or not. So I'm not too sure. It was being unfaithful to somebody who you're spending time with, you know, have the intentions of getting to know each other and of potentially seeing what happens, I guess. So it's hard to say. We should have had the conversation and we didn't. So that's something I've definitely learned as well. Learning this as a single mom and dating, a few mistakes along the way, but you really have to keep checking in, making sure that these men are right for you. Yes, absolutely. So yeah, some of the red flags I had were, so with him messaging me, I didn't have his phone number. He would talk to me for a few hours, like back to back all the time, and then just all of a sudden not talk to me for a day, 2 days, a few hours, you know? And it was just, I'm working hard at not needing somebody to talk to 24/7 or a lot of the time. So I was really trying to work on that as well, because that's something I personally need to work on. However, you know, it was just constantly all the time. So that's the red flag number one. Red flag number two was what he was saying to me was too good to be true. He would tell me, oh, you're so special. You're so different from the rest. And I mean, I personally know that I am. I know what I add to a relationship, what I have to offer. And that was really weird. And I know what I have to offer. So I know that I'm different. And, you know, I really work hard to be different and to attract the kind of guy that I want to be with. So, you know, it felt good to hear that. And, you know, he was telling me everything I wanted to hear. Some of my insecurities that I had, he knew what they were. And he turned it around and would tell me that he appreciated them, that's his favorite things about me. And, you know, and a guy may actually feel that about you. He may actually love your insecurity, what you are insecure about. Nothing wrong with that. However, so you kind of have to be careful as well. Trust your gut when you make that decision. Thank you, David, for sharing. Hello, hello. So trust your gut with that. Make the decision. If you don't make the right decision, take it as a lesson that you're learning. What was another red flag? Oh, I was putting more into it than he was, which is a very common thing. Especially, well, in the beginning of a relationship, not that that's what it was at any point, but at the beginning of the relationship, you know, it's like you've got the butterflies, you know, you're the best, you show the best parts of you at the very beginning, right? And it wasn't like that. It was, I would bring him food, and, you know, there was one time I left him food on his doorstep because he wasn't home, and I knew he had a long day at school and work, and so I left it on his doorstep for him to come home to. And there was no response about it. It wasn't, you know, oh, thank you. I also bought him a book, and actually I don't even know if I gave it to him, but I think I may have bought it and had the intentions of giving it to him. But it was just, you know, I would say things and then it was not reciprocated. And it just, and I was constantly being let down, right? I didn't feel like it was 100% on his end. So that was another one. There was another time where I went over, we were hanging out at his house, and I had left my, I don't even know what it was. It may have just been, I don't even remember. I left something there, you know, I forgot something there when I left, and he had to hide it. So the next time I came to get it, it wasn't just where it was where it was left or forgotten. It was hidden somewhere. So it was like he was trying to hide it from the other person he was getting to know and hanging out with and or seeing. And so it was just very, I thought it was weird when I figured that out, and I was like, well, whatever, you know, he's a clean kind of guy, right? Sure, Joey, I will, I'll read it after the video. Thank you. So I'm trying to think what other red flags there were, because there was several. Oh, he wouldn't invite me to hang out with his friends. It was always just him and I. You know, we'd go out. At the very beginning, we would go out, and then towards the end, we wouldn't actually go out in public. So that was that was quite a red flag, you know, because God forbid the girl see that we're hanging out together, right? So yeah, that was a lot of the red flags that I was having. So it was very, you know, I feel very empowered that I trusted my gut, that I trusted myself, and that I'm telling this story to help other people. And when you have that gut feeling, listen to it. It may be a hard decision to make, but it'll be 100% worth it in the end. So I know my value. I know that one day I will find somebody, and that is, you know, I've got high standards now, and I know that God is going to put somebody in my life that is going to meet a lot of those standards. And so I actually wanted to talk about the list that I've made as well. So my dad actually told me to make a list and be very specific on what you want. So I want to pass that on to those who are watching as well, and come up with a list. Even, you know, I don't know if I'd say for, you know, people who are in a relationship or married to do it. It'd be kind of, you know, if things are hard or struggling, if you're struggling, then maybe, and just see, you know, is this relationship worth it? Is this really what I want? And, you know, be specific. Don't second guess it. If you think of something, write it down. And even if you realize afterwards that it's not 100% or it's not as important to you, that's okay. But your gut feeling is telling you to write it down. So, I'm not really going to list, well, maybe I will list a few things that I have, but it's all through experience. I mean, I don't have that much experience with dating necessarily. I've got a lot of experience with the self-esteem side of it, and, you know, putting so much into somebody else and not getting it reciprocated, and just making mistakes that I've made, or yeah, learning from mistakes that I've made. And, you know, I want to share that with other girls as well. So, hello, Marie. I'm so excited you're watching. Her and I had actually just talked about this last night. So, I'm really happy I got to talk to you last night as well. So, thank you for the hearts. Want to know what I'm drinking, guys? Oh, it looks really gross right then. It is ginger water. I got it from the Paris family. If you don't know who they are, search them up. Parris family. I think that's their group. But yes, they do a bunch of juicing videos, and you know, guys know I am obsessed with juicing. And it's literally just ginger, water, and like pure apple juice, straight from an apple, pure apple juice. Thank you, Marie. Yeah, it was very beneficial for me to talk with you last night, and you know, to get a lot of things off my chest and to talk about this in depth, and you know, instead of hiding how I'm feeling, and you know, which is easy to do when you're hurt, when you're hurting, when you're struggling and in pain. It's easy to just shut out your emotions and not focus on them because it's easier to do that, right? So it's good to actually talk with you and get it all out. So thank you. Hello, John. Long time no see. Yeah, there isn't really much left of my story that I wanted to share with you guys about that. But yeah, if you guys have had a similar situation and you guys are comfortable, I'd love to chat with you guys some more, and message me, because I mean, I know I'm not the only one who's gone through situations like this, and I know that a lot of people can benefit from all this as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to share it out. Tag some people who need to watch this kind of video if you know of somebody who's in a similar situation. And yeah, so thank you guys. I hope you guys like my new background that I had tonight. In the juice. Oh, and no makeup. So that's actually, I'll keep this going for a minute. I'm really excited actually, because you know, I did the post that I did yesterday, I believe, or the other day, where, you know, actually it was yesterday, no makeup. I haven't worn makeup at all this weekend, which I'm getting more comfortable with, and it's very empowering. You know, I feel better in my skin. I went out to Walmart today, and you know, I felt like everybody was watching me because, oh no, I've got some acne scars on my face, and you know, you feel like everybody's watching you and looking at you. And I was like, screw it, I don't care. Because that is what loving yourself is all about. And it's a journey. It's definitely a journey. It hasn't happened just like that for me. And it'll always be a journey. There's always going to be something you don't like about yourself, but you're going to have to learn to deal with it or change it. So I wanted to share that with you guys as well. So I'm kind of nervous to do this for work. Because I mean, where I work, the lighting is completely different. It's very unflattering. So I don't know. We'll see. It's all in steps. Hashtag freedom. Yeah. It's cool that I can actually like wipe my eyes and not have mascara or eyeliner everywhere. I love it. Oh, thank you, Joey. That means a lot. And something I actually want to add to that too is, what's with guys thinking that we wear makeup for them? I mean, that may be very controversial, but I had somebody talk to me about that yesterday, and I was like, I was kind of sassy. I'm not gonna lie, my comment to him. I was like, good thing I don't wear makeup for you guys, right? And it felt good to actually say that to him, because it drives me nuts when guys think we wear it for them. I'm like, no, I do not wear $25 mascara just to impress you. I wear it for me because I like makeup. So yes, it was very funny. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Share this out. Tag anybody who you think could get some value from this. And I will see you guys next week. Have a good night.